So good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night Anamkara meditation program. With all my heart and with all my love, I welcome you to our program this evening. I'm so glad you were able to join us. You're the Sat in Satsang. That Sat is the eternal truth, the embodiment of that. And so we get together to celebrate that, to dive into that, to do the practices that allow us to be immersed in that and empower us then to walk the wisdom, the truth, the compassion, the love that is our essential nature into the world. And tonight is a chanting night, so we're going to be doing a number of different chants as we do on typically on the third week of each month. So we'll get into that in a few minutes. But right now we're going to start with, of course, the chant of the opening mantras. Mantra, this extraordinary power of the infinite in sound form. We were talking last week as we were discussing the hero's journey in that particular story, and out of that allegory came, the name of the unnameable, the word of the unspeakable one, and that's really mantra. And of course, mantra points beyond itself, and actually dissolves its form into the boundless one, taking our consciousness with it. So we use mantra in a number of different ways. The opening mantras as a way of helping to invoke our highest nature and shift our attention away from the mind and its ordinary concerns so we can be fully present, fully here, fully in ourself. That knowledge, that wisdom is always in the moment. This moment. So coming to the present moment is what begins to open the door to access what's beyond the ordinary mind. Ordinary mind spends so much time in the past and the future, it has a challenging time to stay present right here, right now. So the opening mantra is both help it to become present and help it to get clear of all the stuff that had been clouding its vision. So we'll start with the opening mantras. Shri Mata Kali Devi Ki Jai Jananambo Taganari Sevitam Kapita Jambo Palacharu Bhakshanam Umasutam Shokam Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Parapankajam Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate Om Shanti 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 Shri Mata Kali Devi Ki Jai. So once again, with all my heart, I welcome you to our program this evening. So chanting and mantra, drawing on that extraordinary power. Mantra extends from the infinite to the finite. And then as a vehicle, the finite component, in other words, the sound form, the thought form of the infinite, when we become absorbed in that, we can go beyond the forms, so that we can discover that we too extend from the infinite to the finite. Our finite forms, the mind, the body, the roles we inhabit, the things we identify with, these are all those finite forms created by our infinite self as this play that unfolds in this life. But we get caught on that level of mind and body and identification and lose awareness of what's already fully present, the infinitude of being, your infinite boundless nature, the boundless love, the boundless compassion, the boundless wisdom, the boundless joy, the unshakable equanimity. We need those. We need those to be able to walk into the world, those highest truths, and also to be able to walk in the world seeing the truth. There's so much pain around us. To be able to be present with that pain takes extraordinary strength. It takes the strength of your highest self. In the absence of that strength, what does the mind do? It goes unconscious. It goes unconscious. How does it do that? It denies the presence. It pushes it aside. I can't deal with this. That's too much. This and that. Those are the limitations the mind imposes because it just gets overwhelmed. When we enter that state of being overwhelmed, it's a reflection of how small we've become. Not how big whatever we're feeling overwhelmed by is, by how small we've become. Recapture the fullness of being, the fullness of your divine, sublime self. And then you're empowered to walk through anything, walk through the fires of the world with love and compassion, not with defensiveness, rigidity, armor. Those are the things of the mind. We want that open-hearted presence, the loving presence. That's what the world needs. That's you. So we make use of these practices to know the fullness of our own being so we can bring that into the world. And one of the most potent ways is mantra and chants, sacred sound used in every tradition, because it helps to take the mind beyond the confines of its ordinary attention, its ordinary boundaries. So we become absorbed in mantra, absorbed in sound, absorbed in chant. Lose the limited self so we can unfold the infinite self. So in a sense, all the chants, they're love songs. They're love songs. Love songs of the divine for all its creation, all its creatures. A love song to you from your own self saying, come home, come home. You've suffered long enough. Come home. Know the truth of who you are. Bring that into the world so others can wake up. Wake up to the truth of who they are. Stop inflicting suffering on themselves and others. That's what we're empowered to do. That's what these practices empower us to do. Be fully ourselves, from the infinite to the finite and back, all, nothing left out. So as we chant these mantras and allow ourselves to just become absorbed in them, we're becoming absorbed in a throb, a pulsation, our own infinitude, inseparable from the infinite love that embraces all. So we're going to begin with a chant that invokes the Great Mother. So we're going to be chanting Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namaha, Om Mata Kali, Om Mother Kali, the Great Mother, beyond all names and forms, but who delights in taking forms. And everything from the Mahakali Yantra to her various other forms that she walks through this earth, to all forms. All forms are her forms. So it's even said that the form of Shiva is her. Shiva can't give himself a form. Kali gives him a form. In the same way that all men are born of a woman, the form giver, the Divine Mother. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. So we revel in that. So we'll chant for a bit, and then we'll just sit in the stillness, in the silence, the gift of the Mother, the gift of mantra. So here we begin. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. You feel the sort of the waves of the Shakti even after the chant stop, just carrying us along. The waves of that power of pure consciousness that just help dissolve away the layers upon layers of wrong identification, ignorance, suffering. Bring us back home to the truth of who we are. Empower us to walk that into the world. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Oh, Great Mother, all your forms. Relieve the suffering of all beings. That's why we call on Tara as well. Tara is another name for the Great Mother, the one who removes all suffering, the one who leaps forward as she hears the cries of suffering of all beings, to heal them, to bring them what they need, to remove what may be in their way to getting free, to come home to the fullness of their own being, beyond suffering. That's Tara's nature and her many inflections. So whether it's red Tara or green Tara or black Tara. So the next chant that we're going to do is an invocation of Tarama. And so Jai Jai Tarama, Jai Jai Tarama, Om Tare Tum Soha, Om Tare Tum Soha. Om Tare Tum Soha is a mantra that's also particular to red Tara, and that invokes her nature as the one who leaps forward also to help people who are struggling to get free, to have what they need to get free, to bring to them what they need. Again, relieving suffering, opening the doors to greater and greater freedom. Om Tare Tum Soha, Jai Jai Tarama, Jai Jai Tarama, Om Tare Tum Soha, Om Tare Tum Soha. These are names of the Infinite One. And they dissolve into that. So this is the auditory form, sort of the visual form. But as we become more and more immersed in that and allow our consciousness to just be carried away by that river of Shakti, then we can enter the ocean. That's where the river goes. Boundlessness of our own being. So chant Jai Jai Tarama, Jai Jai Tarama, Om Tare Tum Soha, Om Tare Tum Soha. And then just sit for a few minutes afterwards in her divine embrace. Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Ho Jai Jai Tarama Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Om Tare Tum Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Jai Jai Tare Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Om Daritam Soha Jai Jai Tara. Om Tare Tuttare Soha. May she free all beings from suffering. So another great way of invoking the Infinite Mother, the Divine Mother, is this next chant. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. So the new word in that is Jagadambe. That's the goddess of the universe. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya. Hail victory too. That's Jaya, Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. So it's all the Great Mother, all different names for the Infinite One. Gives birth to all forms, who removes all suffering, who dissolves the layers of ignorance. She can do that because she's the one who created it. She's the one. So by invoking her, by taking refuge in her, by taking refuge in mantra and Shakti, we're taking refuge in the one who removes all the ignorance that's at the very root of suffering, of vidya, not knowing the truth of who we are and the truth of all that we see. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. So we'll chant that now. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Kali Durga, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Kali, Jagadambe, Jai Jai Ma. Om Mata Durga, Om Mata Durga, Om Matan Durgam Jagadambe Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Jagadambe Jejama Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Jagadambe Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Jagadambe Jejama Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Jagadambe Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Jagadambe Jejama Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Jagadambe Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali Jagadambe Jejama Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Om Mata Durga Jagadambe Jejama Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Jaya Jagadambe Kali Durga Jejama Om Mata Kali Om Mata Kali. And we take refuge in you, in all your forms, all your love, all your grace. And this next chant is to her other form, the great mother Tara. So this is Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Invoking Tara Ma, her boundless blessings, her river of love, constantly flowing into this world, into our hearts. So when we enter the chant, we are entering that flow directly so we can experience it, so our mind can be clearer, so that we can experience at all times. We can experience that flow of grace, that living presence of the boundless one, all our love, all our compassion. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. May our loving compassion reach out to all who are suffering and remove that suffering, to heal what needs to be healed, to strengthen what needs to be strengthened, to open the heart to the living presence of that one. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare 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 Ture. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. 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 Now we just rest in the divine embrace. with this chant of Om Kalima, Kali Namo Nama, Om Kalima. I bow to you, O grace bestowing Mother. So we end with this prayer that may all our practices truly benefit everyone, and may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. Keep coming home to the divine within all, within every moment. And mantra is a vehicle for taking us there. Take refuge in mantra. Take refuge in a throb of love emanating from the infinite. Carry us back into the infinite. Then we're empowered. Then we can walk that into the world. The power, the love, the strength, the compassion, the equanimity. These are your true nature. This is your calling, to know that, to live that, to revel in that, to delight in that. You are that. So I thank you for coming this evening. Embodiments of the infinite, bringing your divine presence bringing the power of your remembrance. All practice is remembering. Remembering the truth of who we are and what all this is. So thank you for being ones who do that, who practice and walk it into the world, moment by moment, day by day. So with all my heart, with all my love, I thank you for joining us this evening, and I look forward to seeing you next week.